Welcome to the South Coast. Now, things have been going better than they did in the Community Shield, and we are on the verge of Europe again. And by that I mean starting our European campaign. Europa League is about to kick off, and you may have noticed from the thumbnail that we've made some quite impressive signings after a fashion. I'll show you what I mean. Right, you'll see this before everything else, but it's being recorded after everything else. I forgot to do this before I played the game. I promised it in the intro, so we're coming back and doing it now. Right, we all caught up? We know I'm stupid? Brilliant. Moving on. Now, what you may notice is that our under-18s assistant manager is only Emil Heskey. Emil William Ivanhoe Heskey. Do you know the weirdest bit? I didn't even hire him. So I get a message the other day saying, oh yeah, Emil Heskey is going to be the new under-18s manager or assistant manager. I'm like, the Emil Heskey? And yeah, the Emil Heskey. However, that is not the big news. The big news is that Luka Modric, yes, that Luka Modric, is only our head of youth development now. Basically, I watched a video recently where they did some research into what matters for bringing through good youth players. And aside from the three things that you can have at the club that you can ask the board to upgrade, the personality of your head of youth development had an influence on the personality of the young players who came through. Obviously because they're being heavily influenced by this figure that they're effectively training under. So, with Luka Modric being a model citizen, and, you know, a legend, I couldn't really say no, could I? I mean, look at this career. The man is a legend, and he is now our head of youth development. And we have actually sent him on a coaching course, so we might actually get better at coaching anyway. But apparently, it doesn't make a figure difference. But, there you go. Luka Modric works for Saints. Moving on. Okay, so, first Europa League game is away Dinamo Zagreb, half of whose previous squad certainly has played for us at some point. Not much of it left, actually. There are a few things to update you on. First of all, we'll let you know how it's been going. We are, I think, third or something in the league. We got past Brentford in the second round of the League Cup on penalties with very much a third sort of choice side. And we did outplay them totally second half. We've been rewarded for that with another Premier League clash against Tottenham. We never get easy cup draws, do we? Never. Not in this, not in Luxembourg. Anyway. The Europa League, I'm not too unhappy with. I mean, Dinamo Zagreb, Udinese, Astana, who are Kazakhstani, I think, Ludogorets from Bulgaria, Maccabi Haifa from Israel, OB from Denmark, and then Valencia and Rangers. Most of them I would fancy our chances against. Valencia and maybe Udinese are the toughest, and we've got both of them at home. So I don't imagine us going out at this stage. So, quick look at the league table, just to confirm. I think, yes, we are third. Wolves and Norwich have had very good starts. We'll be expecting them to fall off the pace a bit. I don't know quite where they've come from. But, yeah, it's been a bright start. Brighter than last season, so hopefully we can take that on. I think the squad has better quality and more depth in it. I had to answer questions from the squad themselves, complaining as to why we didn't have very much depth, in their opinion. And I told them I thought we did have a lot of depth and I was giving the younger players a chance to shine. Which I am. We've got loads of 20, 21, 22-year-olds in the squad. Fortunately, they bought that story. A few of them have been bent out of shape by the fact they were left out of the Europa League squad, because only so many I can fit in and the rules are quite tight. And, you know, when you're one of the last ones to arrive at the club and you were only bought as a backup for the main squad, are you really expecting Europa League football? You probably shouldn't be if you've got any sort of sense. Anyway, now, talking of those arrivals, now, David Tavares Fernandez is a young goalkeeper, so we are hoping for him to come on leaps and bounds. The rest of the transfers were all deadline day signings. Most of them made necessary by the fact, or at least two of them made necessary by the fact that Kivior went to Benfica for 40 million, which was his release clause, and Sutalo went to Lazio for 27 million, which was again his release clause. So that was two of my centre-backs suddenly gone. As a result, we signed Leo Greimel, who is, I mean, he's backup quality. He's decent. He'll do a job for us, I'm sure. He's getting the start today, in fact. But he is no more than a backup. João Fonseca, who, I mean, they got Kivior in one direction. We've got João Fonseca, who is potentially pretty good, already half decent. And again, he's like very much third choice League Cup sort of games are what he'll be getting. Then we got an offer in for Folarin Balogun from Everton. The 41 million there is a little misleading. It was like about 21 million up front, and then there's two payments to come that are guaranteed, and then a couple of million in extras that it might go up to, which then of course forced me to try and find another striker to keep the depth there. And some of you might remember the name Dane Scarlett from our Portsmouth days in that first season. He was on loan there from Tottenham. He's never really done much for Spurs. He's been out on loan. There you go, you see. He never did much for Portsmouth. He was terrible, quite frankly. Whether that was our system or whether that was him, I don't know. So, yeah, he's got a very disappointing sort of strike rate, but he is not that bad. He's got good physicals, and, you know, he is third choice, basically. So, we'll see what happens. And I think he has he scored for us? He scored for the under-21s, I'm sure he has. I think he's scored a hat-trick for the under-21s. Rest of the ones out are like loanees, so we're not going to bother you too much about that. And Florian Neuhaus here was brought in because of one of the loanees, though, because I didn't want to be left with only two half-backs, even though other people could have played it in an emergency. So we've brought him in. It's a bit much to pay for like a sort of third stringer, but he's good. He's certainly very good at the passing side of things. Not quite such great shakes defensively, but we can use him in games that we're expecting to win, quite frankly. So, and you know, and he was only 5.5 million. I say only. I mean, still ludicrous amount for a person, but there you go. Especially when you're not expecting to actually do much. And then last signing, Jack Boyd here, 19-year-old Northern Irish international already, huge potential, and yeah, we'll be looking for him to come on and be a very good centre back for us in the years to come. But at the moment, he is down in the under-21s. All of which out of the way. Let's get on with the match. Away Dinamo Zagreb. I mean, we do still have Livakovic from there. Okay, I'm going to go in hard on you. Okay, right. I don't know how many of these. I mean, certainly none of the starters I don't think are former players of theirs. I'm probably on the bench now, only Livakovic, and he's only on the bench just to fill it out. You know me, normally I would not put a goalkeeper on the bench. Oh, two of these boys have not got squad numbers. Right, you can have number 14, and Dane Scarlett, you can have number 19. I said number 19, Dane Scarlett. Just take this shirt and move. Honestly. Don't start annoying me already, Dane. I had enough of you 4 years ago at Portsmouth. Right, now then, I believe the music for the Europa League is far better than for the Champions League, but I probably will cut it out again, so you won't hear it, because I don't want them suddenly finding it and copyright striking me for no apparent reason. But it's a much better tune. I heard it on a Zealand video the other day, and it's just so much better. Right, go out there and impress me. Let's get the midfield up for it. And the defence, Vitor doesn't really need to be up for it. Right, I'll see you on the other side of the music. Okay then, here we go. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you're missing a treat with that music. It's so much better than the Champions League. If anything associated with UEFA can be described as a banger, that can. I presume the Conference League has got its own theme as well. I would imagine it unlikely that UEFA decided that was not going to get one if they could do a random theme tune for no reason. Honestly, don't know why any of them have got one. Quite why they need one is beyond me. Okay. Oh, Orsic. Now, is that the Orsic who signed for Southampton and then never got used because Nathan Jones got sacked? Has he gone back? Or did he never leave, actually? Because I started this before that transfer was made, didn't I? So he wouldn't have been there. So he's probably still there. No one ever came in for him. Right, I'm gonna ask you to actually get off your arse and do something, boys, because 30% possession is pathetic. Why are we being absolutely run ragged? Count yourself lucky this is encouragement, lads. Because Bossman, he not happy. 20. Oh, you've actually got less possession now. Wow. Just when you thought it wasn't possible to actually be worse, we've got worse. Right, I'm berating you any second. As soon as that shouts thing comes up, you are getting berated. You're not even going to get demand more. Not this time. Because, and yes, I am going to pause it. Look at this. Look at this. This is pathetic. We've hardly had the ball. What are you even doing out there? Right. I'm going to berate you. 20 minutes into our European campaign. Right, I might have to cancel this if you score. Because you're going to get all confused if you score and I go mental at you. No. Right, well you are now getting berated. And I don't care how badly you react to it. Do something about it. I won't have to shout at you then, will I? Oh, good Lord. Believe how bad we've been. I mean, I know basically virtually I mean, apart from the striker and the goalkeeper, no one out there is first choice. But that's because the first team played the other day. It's not like most of you aren't sort of at least reasonably match sharp and certainly fit and healthy. Aye aye. Strange throw. Right, well we seem to have improved a little after berating you, but I'm still going to demand more now. Because, frankly, shambles so far. I mean, granted, we haven't seen a lot from them for all the possession they've had. Ooh, good save. Decent effort, you know, considering he's a fullback. Not really supposed to be there. But, oh, this has been utterly unacceptable. Look how shoddy those performances are. One player playing half decent. Rest of you, not even woken up yet. Go on, Arribas. And when we have got a lot of first team players on the bench, I can sub you out, you know. Ooh, Garner. Presume it was him. Looked like him that headed it. I mean, somehow we've out-XG'd them. And given the way you started, I suppose it's been a reasonable second half of the first half, but still nowhere near good enough, boys. Aye aye. Okay. Oh, it's gone up there. Oh, and somehow Sergio Arribas has put us ahead. If you were a Dinamo Zagreb fan, you'd be royally miffed right now, wouldn't you? Royally miffed. Right. Well, I'm far from pleased. Yeah, alright, Sergio, you've scored a goal. Right, you're playing alright. You're confused, are you? You're furious. We'll play properly then. Right. I'm not sure, Vitor. Channel that anger. Pretend the ball is me every time you kick it towards the goal. As long as it goes in, I don't mind. It wasn't directly aimed at you. The whole team had done nothing. Disappointed with the overall performance. I'm presuming you're playing well because you've got some involvement in the goal somehow. But, I don't know. Right, well, don't start slacking off again. We've had words about this before. Okay, you're in. Really? Really, Vitor? That was a furious finish, was it? Start. Right, well, I'm going to demand more again then. Because you don't seem to be doing much. Right, okay, we're making changes. Right, Moreira can come on. You're playing badly. And I am actually going to switch up the centre-backs because neither of them's playing well and one of them's on a booking. Right, let's go. I'm still royally miffed at this possession. I can only presume it's very much their style to keep the ball, knock it around and basically go nowhere. Because they haven't done much in the way of attacking with it. No, can't shout at them again yet. Gonna have to though, because again, slacking. Right, we'll do our usual of trying to close the game down. And we'll make a sub. Who can we put on? Who's absolutely done in? Yilmaz is done in. Which is brilliant because that's the one position I don't really have a substitute for. That's why Livakovic is on the bench. Because Valeri is out injured. Yeah, Walker-Peters, how good's your left foot? Fairly strong. Right, actually, yeah, we'll give Walker-Peters some time out there. Right, we'll only make the one sub at the moment. Okay. Right. What actually even happened there? Everyone just seemed to stop. It was very strange. Oh, Taylan! How did they get a shot away from there when you clearly cut that out? Go on, Vitor, run. Pretend the ball is me. No, oh, just don't then. Oh, unlucky Diego. Right, okay, let's whack the time wasting up even more. Make a last substitution. Let's get Lavia on for Ghana. He's tired and he's playing worse, so... Right. And demand more again for the last 4 minutes. Should have gone focus, probably. Either way, it would have upset them. Yep, that's what we like to see. Players left completely unmarked on the far post. Good job we didn't do anything with it. Right, Karnaseki will now take forever to take a goal kick that he probably won't ever take. Yep, there we go, full time. Well, that wasn't very impressive, was it? Win's a win, I suppose. But by gum, lads, you've got to get yourselves in gear. Is that even yourselves? Not even a word. Yeah, I'm definitely going to tell you you weren't at your best. Right then, well, after that fantastically unimpressive win, we will move along. I don't think there's a huge amount to be seen in the Europa League, especially if that's anything to go by. So I think what we will come back for is the home game against Manchester City, so you can see us lose to them 3-2 like we normally do. Hopefully, if we can keep our good start going in the league, they'll almost certainly keep theirs going. That will be one of the sort of like top of the table clashes. So, little more to say, but thank you very much for joining me. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.